Would you rather feet binding in China or fight in the Mongols?
I would rather have foot binding be done than fight the Mongols, because the Mongols are very barbaric and don't stop until they've won. With foot binding, at least I can eventually make it back to my everyday life after my feet have healed, since it was done at a young age. Would you rather travel with Marco Polo or travel with Ibn Battuta?
I would rather travel with Marco Polo because he started traveling at age 17, so we would be good friends. He traveled to many places and is from Italy, and a place I would like to go see. Would you rather be a peasant in China in the 1300s or a peasant in France in the 1300s?
I would rather be a peasant in China because France was going bankrupt and charging civilians high taxes. Peasants in China worked on plantations but got to eat well. They ate grains like rice and wheat and ate a lot of meat. Would you rather be a European knight or a Japanese samurai?
I would rather be a European knight because they are skilled in battle on horseback. They normally elite fighters or bodyguards for a lord. Would you rather study at the House of Wisdom or study for a civil service exam in China?
I would rather study for a civil service exam in China because it proves you're the most studious and scholarship people in China. The test helps you to stand out, helps the government to find the most scholarly people that could be hidden in the city. Would you rather take the Indian Ocean trade route or the Silk Road trade route?
I would go down the Silk trade route because it has carried many goods and great ideas between the two civilizations. This route exchanged many new cultures and circulated goods. Would you rather be a woman/merchant or a religious minority in the Mongol Empire, or be a woman merchant religious minority in the Dar al-Islam?
I would rather be a woman in the Mongol Empire. Women in the Mongol Empire could fight. They had no rights to inheritance or property, and they could be recognized as thinkers and philosophers. Would you rather be a Jew in a Christian kingdom or be a Jew in the Islamic State?
I would rather be a Jew in the Islamic State because they were treated much better than the Christian kingdoms. Eventually, treaties and agreements were met in hope of pleasing everyone. Would you rather be a noble/civil servant in Europe or be a noble/civil servant in China, or be a noble/civil servant in the Americas?
I'd rather be a civil servant in China. The Chinese adjusted their civil service so that there could be a more modern system that would help the peasants. Would you rather sail against the monsoon winds with a lateen sail or sail against the monsoon winds without a compass?
I would sail across the monsoon winds with a lateen sail because it is a crucial piece that is used to sail and get across waters. Would you rather defend yourself in a Viking invasion or defend yourself in a Mongolian invasion?
I would rather defend myself from a Viking invasion because they came to capture the valuables. They wanted new land because the land they had was overcrowding. Would you rather be under Mongolian rule as a Chinese, or be under Mongolian rule as a Russian, or under Mongolian rule as an Arab subject?
I would rather be a Chinese under Mongolian rule because in China the Mongols allowed princes to rule for them. They also got relief measures such as tax remissions and assisted them after the war. Would you rather be a merchant from Macedonia in the 1350s or be merchant from Venice in 1350s?
I would rather be a merchant from Malacca. This port became very important for travelers to rest and develop into the most important trading port in Southeast Asia. Would you rather be able to speak English or Arabic or Latin or Swahili if you traveled in one of these countries?
I would rather speak Latin in the Byzantine Empire because that is what most likely widely spoken language there. I would be comfortable speaking with others and could understand the majority of people. Would you rather be conquered by the Aztecs Would you rather be conquered by the Aztecs or be conquered by the Incas?
I would rather be conquered by the Incas because the Inca rule was overall beneficial. They established much more stable farming practices than the Aztecs.